refuses to go down. Devin Funchess, who carries Demarius Randall into the end zone. Touchdown. 14 yards to Funchess, who had the DB on his back, and he took him for a ride an extra few yards.
Westwood won on the call. The Panthers would hold off the Packers 37-29. Cam Newton, 297 yards in the air, another 57 on the ground, and 4 total touchdowns. 34-38 win as well for the Titans on top of the Saints. How about the Patriots all over the Redskins, 27-10. Dion Lewis, though, left with an MCL injury, expected to have an MRI tonight or on Monday. Rest of your early scores, go to NBCSportsRadio.com for all of those. As for the games going on right now, the Broncos and Colts are going back and forth, tied at 24. 8 minutes and change to go in the fourth quarter. Peyton Manning just drove his team down for the tying score, and Manning now just 3 yards shy of breaking the all-time NFL passing yardage record. Giants leading the Buccaneers 23-18, 4 minutes to go in the fourth, and the Niners still holding on to a 17-16 lead with less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter over the Falcons. Cavs, they got by the Pacers 101-97. Kevin Love, 22 points and 19 boards. LeBron James had 29 points. Paul George, 32 and 11 rebounds in defeat. Remember to listen to NBC Sports Radio on your local station, online, and the mobile app. I'm Keith Arizari.
This is KCAA.
So, you've moved and you've got a lot of things you don't need anymore. Where are you going to turn? Nope, not them. But a new, cool, and innovative way to sell your unwanted stuff online waiting for you at buysellmakeoffer.com. Buy, Sell, Make Offer is exactly what you do. There are positively no fees whatsoever, but there are 4 different monthly memberships to choose from. Skype is available with each. So cool.
Yep.
And there's a 60-day free trial membership to launch your very own store online. Buysellmakeoffer.com could be the next big thing.
Oh, yeah!
Good news is it's already here. Sign up today. Go to buysellmakeoffer.com right now and see what the buzz is all about.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
Mark Christopher Auto Center would like now to honor every American who has served in our armed forces.
John F. Kennedy said that a nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors. On Veterans Day, we remember all Americans who have served in our nation's armed forces. The freedom we take for granted as American citizens is the fruit of their sacrifices. Veterans across the land and right here at home.
California's #1 GM dealer, Mark Christopher Auto Center, would like to salute the veterans of our nation. Mark Christopher is family-owned, has been since '75, and they know the sacrifices that families make for one another, as well as the sacrifices family members have made for our freedom. Mark Christopher Auto Center is proud to serve all of you who have served. Thank you for your service. From Mark Christopher Auto Center at the Vineyard exit of Interstate 10.
KCAA. Attention homeowners, is your fixed rate above 3.75%?
Hello, Sean Nevin here, president of Pacific Home Loans. We are a direct lender specializing in refinance and purchase loans with a AAA rating from the BBB. As a local Southern California lender, we pride ourselves on superior customer service while delivering the absolute lowest rates. Pacific Home Loans will pay you $500 if any of our competitors can beat our offer. Purchasing a home, we will close your loan in 20 days or pay your moving costs. What lender does that? With home values on the rise, now is the perfect time to get cash out. We offer the lowest conventional jumbo, FHA, and VA rates in the market. Saving money is important to you. Call 888-888-BLUE or go to phloans.com. Call 888-888-2583 and ask about our no-cost 3% fixed rate. A 5-minute call can save you thousands of dollars.
Certain restrictions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Licensed by the BRE 019-12112. NMLS license number 90616. $500 offer subject to management approval. Moving costs limited to $500. 3% APR fixed rate amortized over 120 payments. 720 FICO. 80% max LTV.
If saving money is important to you, call 888-888-BLUE.
Welcome to Wyatt's Paint and Body in sunny San Bernardino, California. Hey, if we can't fix your car, nobody can. Wyatt's Paint and Body started in 1975. My father, Randy Wyatt, opened the business because he had a passion for cars, and he developed a real strong love for San Bernardino. Our primary business is collision repair. We can negotiate with the insurance company how to repair your vehicle, but that doesn't mean that's where we stop. We also have done restoration work, we've done custom work. We will match the paint to where you wouldn't see the difference of what we repaired and what we painted versus what was already on the vehicle. We do a lot of repairs in-house as far as brakes to suspension parts that may be out of alignment or damaged, so they may need to be replaced. Frame repair, when a vehicle gets hit so hard that the frame's bent or shifted, we have to repair the frame back to its specifications. We can take care of all that, but it just doesn't stop at vehicles. We've painted boats, we've repaired motorcycles, we've developed a great relationship with the city and the county of San Bernardino. Occasionally we'll have the city vehicles and also Caltrans. Taking care of a customer is number one. When a vehicle enters our shop, we will take it to the fullest to make sure that that customer is happy. When someone has their vehicle damaged and they don't know where else to turn and they come to you and you repair the vehicle and the person's crying, tears of joy, when you hand them the keys, that's something you can't get anywhere else. It's a very good feeling, and I really enjoy that. This isn't just a job. This is a life. This is my life. If you ever need your car worked on, come to 350 North Rancho Avenue, San Bernardino, California, or you can call us at 909-885-5051. You're not just a job. You're not just a dent on the fender. You're a person. Here at Wyatt's Paint and Body, no one will treat you like we do.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City. That's mighty pretty, you'll see. Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Aren't you get hip to this time, this tip? When you make that
Hey people, this is Robert Porter. Welcome to the I Love San Bernardino radio show on station CNBC, KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM. Also on www.kcaaradio.com, a part of the Danny Alcarez and Angel Baby Sunday block. Every Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m., a place where we can all learn together. Our call-in line is 1-888-909-1050. Want to sponsor and advertise on the Sunday block and reach tens of thousands of people on social media? Prices range from $100 and up, and for a wide range of promotional services. Hit me or Danny Alcarez up on the I Love San Bernardino Facebook page for more details. Green Shack Deli, established 1978, voted best subs in the IE. 163 West Highland Avenue, San Bernardino, California, 92405, 909-886-3812 to make a call-in order. And I suggest the Mafia Meatball like always, because that is one bomb sandwich, let me tell you, because I love the Green Shack.
Mafia Meatball.
Oh, it's real good.
The Joker is awesome as well. The pastrami sandwich
Oh,
is awesome.
Well, man, I can't get one of each. Maybe the next time I'll do half and half. All right, I'd like to dedicate this show to my father, deceased disabled veteran, Peter C. Porter, and to all veterans that have served our great nation, the United States of America. I love the veterans. I love you so much. Thank you for your service and everything you've done for our country. Oh, man, and here we go. And now, Benita's local current events tidbit.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to turn around and tell you about a police officer, Bryce Haynes, a 12-year-old member of San Bernardino Police Department, was hit by a drunk driver. I want to give out my condolences to the Haynes family. And as he was leaving an inmate at the West Valley Detention Center, and that's when it ended up happening where he got into a
All
car
right,
accident.
R.I.P.
So-
man. I thank him for his service, and that's unfortunate. It seems like a lot of families are going to lose a lot in that situation.
Yes.
Yeah, sad to see, sad to hear.
Okay. Also, I want to honor all veterans, and don't forget on November the 11th there will be a parade at 11 o'clock at the Placita Park and Mount Vernon. Also, did anybody see the flashing light?
Oh my God, UFOs! I got a picture of the end.
Yes.
Elmo got the full thing. That was wild.
Yes, it was. A lot of people were calling in, didn't know what it was.
Well, it was aliens, right?
You know, that's what a lot of people thought. They saw it all the way in Temecula.
Well,
So
I did not get an anal probe, so I don't know what happened.
I was seeing it on the news. It's a missile, man.
yeah, it is.
Oh, it was.
That's what they're telling
they said.
us.
They said it was a missile, but I don't know.
You never seen a missile like that.
Yeah.
They got some new missiles out there.
What they call it, a sperm rocket.
Oh my!
Yeah.
It's really raining in the clouds, huh?
I also want to know what happened to San Bernardino. They didn't come out and vote.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Yes, they're acting like normal Americans. San Bernardinos are normal Americans. We need to go and vote. We need to be
Yes,
above
we do.
we need to show that it's important to vote. And why it's important to vote? Because the people who vote are in charge. That's why.
Yes.
Definitely.
The people who vote are in charge.
Well, they still have a chance. February, they'll be coming out again.
I don't.
runoffs.
Yeah. I mean, do you want someone telling you what to do?
Yes.
What was the number? It was 195,199 didn't vote.
No, man. It was just. It was.
77,000 registered voters.
And just over
That's really
10%.
sad. That's really sad.
And we understand you have family obligations, and it's hard to fit. You know, you got to go to work.
Yes.
It's just hard to fit voting in. But if you do it, if you make it a family gathering thing,
Come on, Robert.
it'll be really worth it. Look, I've tried everything, Danny.
Well,
I don't know what to do anymore.
Not only
you know?
that, they can end up getting a ballot in the mails and just send it in.
Absentee.
So
Well,
they
we're
can
just
do it that
hoping.
way.
But on the other hand, we did probably make a difference. And the less people that vote, unfortunately, the people that we educate, when they do vote, they make a better decision.
Informed decisions.
Yeah, so let's hope that we just keep informing the voter, and the numbers will rise.
They blame everything on freebies, welfare, and stuff like that. And I don't believe that.
I know you took it to heart, Danny. How did you feel seeing the results and knowing that you have so much love for San Bernardino and you want to see it better?
It broke my heart.
Yeah, man,
my heart.
I haven't even seen Danny for like 2 days on social media since all that went down, man.
What for?
Yeah, man, I had to call him and bring him out of his slump, man. Yeah,
It's good to see you here today. It's
Yeah.
good to see you.
Well,
I had to force myself to
yeah,
come
it's
today.
it's America that's like this. So I mean, it's hard to influence 300 million people. So let's
6,000 votes. Can you believe that?
I know, but it's set up that way. It's set up to have low numbers. That's why they have it on and off year election.
No, when you go out there and walk around and you're running, because I did that before twice, and they always say the same thing when you knock the door to door, and they say, "Why should I, Danny? Why should I vote? It doesn't matter. They're going to pick who they're going to pick anyways."
What'd you hear, Scott Olson?
I haven't really been listening to too much. I'm like Danny.
He's depressed too.
It was a huge disappointment for me on many levels. Sadly, a small group of individuals have learned that they can vote and control our city at the expense of everybody else. But if everybody else doesn't go to the polls, when the bad stuff starts coming to realization in this city, and trust me, it is not going to be a pretty sight going forward the next 2 years with what we've got to do. At some point, I don't know when they wake up. I don't want that when they say, "Hey, you know what?" At what point do they wake up?
Yeah, like you don't take it on yourself. I'm telling you the same thing I told Dan. We can only educate. We can't can't hold their hand to the ballots, but we can hold our neighbors' hands to the ballot.
Definitely.
Right on. So, like, if you know someone who normally votes, next time, please make it an effort to go with them.
Maybe we should. I'll rent 100 buses to go pick everybody up and make them go to the voting
might
polls.
help. That
And
might
a
really
lot
help.
of them might not
Seriously,
have
though.
a way of going down to the polls.
Well,
Who knows?
I couldn't have walked to my poll, and they changed my poll.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's terrible because in some neighborhoods, it's the same person over and over does the poll.
Yes.
Do they have an advantage over the person that has to look for their poll, and then it's after work, and you're like, my poll's not where it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to the next spot.
And
Home.
Not only
right?
that, they're always closed. They're always closed, the ones you go to. I had to go all the way down to the election thing on.
Oh man.
But
I was scared. I was like, what? We're not going to the same one on Date Street now? We're going. What? Like, how many people are not voting now because of that?
Because of the confusion.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, a lot of people might have not known about it either.
Well, I can tell you from the work I did in the 6th Ward, they only had 3 polling locations. They closed one, and the note on the information I got says we're just going to send you it in the mail. And then one of the polling locations was out in Muscoy at Fire Station 75. I don't know about you, but last time I checked, Muscoy and 6th Ward are 2 totally different locations. Now, on the positive side, West Valley Water District, a young friend of mine, actually his name is Greg Young, had an awesome victory in that he was a new guy coming in, and he was first placed against people who'd been in the water board for decades.
And he did a good job, huh?
He's his background. He knows how to run a campaign. He's my mentor. That's why I'm going to mention my mentor online. But they literally, to get out the vote, they were keeping track of who was voting in real time. And you know what? They were actually going and knocking on doors and saying, hey, it's 6 o'clock, you haven't voted. It's 7 o'clock, you haven't voted. San Bernardino, there's not enough people who care to be able to do something at that level.
Yeah.
But right next door, you talk about water rates and everybody's worried about things going up and the sewer rates. Guess what? The people elected in Rialto, you know what their goal is? To lower the water rates. Those of you who say who you elect doesn't make a difference, you haven't learned.
Okay.
They're going to care. They're going to care if there ain't no more city.
Well, let's go over what happened. All right. First of all, what happened in the 7th Ward? We have a runoff. Could you go ahead, Scott? Explain what a runoff is.
A runoff election is when you have 3 or more individuals running, and one of them does not get 50% plus 1. Okay, you have to, in order to win an election, get 50% plus 1. So what they do is the top 2 vote getters, which in this case is Beard and Mulvihill. I'm not inspired with either one of them.
Mulvihill, huh?
You know, the whole thing in Brewster's Millions, if you remember that movie where he said vote for none of the above, that concept is looking very appealing to me at this point.
I'm not voting for Mulvihill. That's how I'm saying. So I might be supporting Beard out through this whole thing because this guy, he's not a good councilman. He does not do a good job. I never see him at anything, and he never even makes like an offering, a chance to talk. You know, he's kind of like I don't know. It's like talking to someone who's like a tree.
You know what? I agree with you on Mulvihill. But here's the problem. What you see about who Scott Beard is, and if you look at his past business dealings and his history, you might go from somebody who's not much of anything to somebody who's just plain worse.
Maybe,
that's the risk you take.
We're going to go through all this, I'm sure. We got a whole election till February to go. So, we got till February. So, the election's not over, San Bernardino. It is not over. We still need you to vote in February.
Yes. Yeah, he just said it was over.
Yeah, no, it's not over yet. We need you to vote in February because we have 2 runoff elections, Danny. It's not over yet. We have the 6th Ward with Bassine and with Roxanne Williams, and then we have the 7th Ward with Scott Beard and Jim Mulvihill. So
you struggle saying that.
But now, this is going to be big.
6th Ward is going to be big. I'm honestly inspired with 6th Ward because you have to choose. You have a choice between a mature individual with a lot of experience who has roots in the community. You have the choice of that one or somebody who's imported to do the will of the people that brought us the problems from the 7th Ward.
I just like that Bassine was from that area, and it's like she exudes San Bernardino. She really wants to do it. That's what I saw when I first met you, Scott Olson. That's what every single person at this table, I could say that they love San Bernardino more than most of their own causes because they realize these causes are within San Bernardino. And that's the good part. There's a few of us out there. but we need more.
Yes, we do.
And you know, for all the candidates that ran, they did a great job. What I liked, it didn't get dirty. You didn't see a lot of mudslinging or people going real negative.
Well, what about that last episode for the Fifth Ward?
There's always going to be one anomaly, you know. But overall, it was in good taste and good spirit.
Well, I'm glad we had him as security, so that was good.
You're your referee that day.
On the surface, it looked nicer, but behind the scenes, some of the stuff I've heard and been aware of, there were some very dirty, nasty tricks that were played at a level that is just plain beyond unethical. And I'm not going to put it public because I will deal with it personally my own way over the next year or two.
I have noticed that the candidates that have lost, not all of them, but some of them have remained involved in some of the pages and been doing things, and I encourage them to keep doing that.
Yes.
Don't just disappear like the last candidates that I saw from the previous election. I don't even know where they're at. I mean, still stay involved in. What if you win the next one?
Yes, I told them all to, still be involved, no matter whether or not they didn't win. I still wanted to see them at least getting involved in whatever events or community things that we have in San Bernardino. I would like to see them still involved in it.
Yeah, I definitely second that. And to me, after seeing so many elections and working in the canvassing and helping other people kind of win their seats, this to me is a telltale time. Is that person genuine? Like, they were saying all the right things while they were running, and they're saying they're going to be involved. This is the time to see, because this next 2 years, you could gain credibility, showing that, hey, they didn't win, but they were involved and they're entrenched and they were help building the city up. And that's going to help you be a benefit to them, to each one in their future the next time they run. So I hope they all stay engaged and stay honest to what they said.
Mr. Alcaraz.
I got a question for Robert.
For who?
You.
Hey, man, the co-host put me on the spot.
Did our videos matter? Did the winners get the higher numbers?
Oh, man. I honestly, I did not check, Danny. Did you check?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell me. Like, you got me on the spot. But I've been busy. I have been busy.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so they did win. So Scott Beard and but Mohoville didn't have a video.
Right. I think about 95%.
So look at it this way:
it does matter. We'd shoot out those videos.
Yes, and if we add up all the numbers that were split away from Mohoville,
and we were doing them for free, most of them.
Those videos make a difference, but I think if the next election making videos and then having all those numbers that were split away from the vote added back together, it's going to equal way more votes than Mohoville got originally.
So I think it matters. Social media matters a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, and the people we supported right here on the show have been doing a good job. Mr. Gallo won, and Scott Wyatt.
Right. Yes, and Gwen won as well.
Yes.
Gwen won as well.
Yeah. People are doing a great job, and of course, Margaret Hill. I mean, I went to
What's her name? Basim? Is that her name?
Yeah, Basim, yeah.
And Roxanne are neck to neck on social media on our videos. So.
Oh, okay.
And it translated at the polls because there are only 14 votes away from each other. So Basim had Roxanne by 14 votes.
See, what are you complaining about? You're making a difference over there and not even realizing it.
Yeah, see, I told you.
See, these videos they're hard work to do all that for free.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, man.
Yes, it does.
And we want to showcase these candidates so everybody knows. But if you're interested in helping us showcase you, please consider helping us, sponsor us.
And I would definitely just throw this out there because you're seeing people winning their seats with 450 votes.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, Robert, I know you probably could get
huh?
Robert, you could have ran and probably won. So I just hope people see this as an opportunity to get quality people that really care about the city and about the people that want to take a chance to run, because you know what, the window is open. You could get 400 or 500 votes, that might get you a seat, and more than likely it will get you a seat with the turnouts that we're seeing. But I just hope it inspires others to get engaged and try to reach for their political ambitions.
John won with 556, I think.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Valdivia got close to 700, but he either won himself or beat himself, depending on if you want to be a skeptic. That depends on if you're a skeptic or an optimist.
I hear you.
See, I could have got 700.
Hey, is it
probably
possible?
could've.
Is it possible to figure out like how much Mickey Mouse and Bart Simpson got?
Oh man,
Who's that?
No, I mean because
they're wrote in on every ballot. That's
no. I'm just saying there was 3 candidates with no opponent. So if you didn't, I wonder if people wrote in somebody.
Well, to give you an idea, in 2013, there was actually a write-in for city attorney, and it was a person's pet. That pet, I am told, but the ROV is very tight with giving out the information, got more votes than the lowest vote getter of the mayoral thing. So
it really is to the dog.
It's a dog's life, man.
Statistically speaking, if you put your name on the ballot and do absolutely nothing, you're going to probably get at least 5% of the vote. That's why you will see people loading in people who don't work on an election, don't do anything. That was a very big in 2013, because if you have 3 names and they take 3-4% each, you take 10-12% off the top. That can literally cause a different person to win, and it's not. To me, it's a very unethical, dishonest tactic. But welcome to San Bernardino.
And maybe we should go to the dog pound and put them all up.
Go to the shelter. We're going to the shelter. We're getting a rescue.
Put them all up there on the diocese.
Well, Johnny runs a talent show. We're going to get the dog pound in here. All right, let's do this, man. Let's do this. All right. Well, man, I just hope that San Bernardino will take into consideration that we were sad that you didn't vote it, but we can handle it. We can take it. But
and
just
we're happy
make a
to
difference
those that
this time.
did. And we're happy and appreciative that those that do see the value in voting, those that see a value in lifting their voice and casting that vote. So often, as you said, when you're knocking on these people's doors, so often I have to remind people, like, people died for these rights. And how can we disrespect that loss and that sacrifice to have these rights and not take it seriously, knowing that this is not given. This has been earned through sacrifices, and we need to make sure that we realize that and see the importance of lifting our voice. We only live one time, so you should really lift your voice while you can on each new day.
Yeah, and if you don't vote, you're hurting other people.
Don't complain if you don't vote.
I didn't realize how important voting was until, well, I'm not going to say, later on in my years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important because that's who we put in our
your ward.
Our leaders.
Well, yeah, we put these people in charge, and the less people that vote, they're actually getting more representation for them.
Yeah, they get to go willy-nilly because they're not held accountable. But when the community holds them accountable, because they're here to serve us, we don't serve them. But so often people get that flipped and think no, they're here to serve us. And if they're not doing or meeting the needs or addressing the needs of our community, then that's when we have to raise our voice and come together and get them out of there, because we need quality leaders that care and are here to serve.
That's true.
All right, so we have a mission team. We're going to go and try to get those people to, we know they're registered. We just got to get them to the actual ballot box and get that stuff turned in.
And maybe we should do a poll. Like, what do you want to see? What would help you get out to vote? Is it being an absentee voter? What is it? Do you need a ride? Are people unable to get to the polls? If we have to sponsor a bus to drop people off at the polls, like, if that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do. Because we really need all hands on deck to really change the course of this ship.
Get every church in. You're supposed to separate it, but get every church in the city with their buses or their vans and take them.
However we got to do it.
I remember on the.
Offer them $100 each. That'll do it. They'll come running.
Cool.
Danny, that would probably do it in San Bernardino, except for one thing. Realize if you do that, you're on the radio, and that would probably bring the feds in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, can't do
I
that.
remember a while back when we lived on the west side, there used to be a car that used to go by, and they used to use the blowhorn and used to tell everybody to go and vote. If you have not gone to vote, and used to go throughout all
They
of
did that in Mexico.
All through the blocks.
Yeah, the PRI would have these buses that go down with big horns. And they go by and everyone would. Oh, it's time to vote.
Yes.
Well, like I said, in the West Valley Water District, if you have the right programming and the people who know how to use it, they literally knew exactly when you voted, where you voted at, and they were able to go by and remind people, hey, you haven't voted yet. You said you were going to vote. So the technology is there. The ability is there, but you got to have the money and you got to have the people who are willing to do it. And in the San Bernardino, the only people willing to do it are those who are going to. It's for their benefit.
We had a late arrival here, Mr. Prince. I'm sorry you came a little late in the segment, but please tell us how you felt about the elections.
Well, good afternoon, Robert and everybody. I think it was a tough election for San Bernardino, 11.5% turnout, even with the extra ballots counted. And I'll tell you, that's pretty shameful.
Mm-hmm. Pretty low, huh?
The effects of that were the same people, a portion of the same people anyway, that always voted this time again. We didn't have the input of some of the newer residents, some of the younger residents. People were kind of turned away by the rain late in the day. So you had this kind of rewarmed electorate. And I think the way to change that is to change the charter, make it change the odd election years for the city with standalone elections to combine with the presidential and state elections and get some turnout, get some more input so we don't have the same few people making the same decisions that have...
I do agree with that, but there's always this Republican-Democrat thing where Republicans win more on off elections and Democrats win more on presidential elections. Isn't that usually the case?
Well, I don't really see it as a partisan issue. I see it as getting a good slice of the electorate as opposed to maybe the people that are maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit richer, maybe rely more on mail. We need more grassroots involvement in our city.
I agree with that. Scott, you want to?
Well, as far as odd year versus even year, I recently was talking directly with the registrar of voters in the county, and they repeated what our city clerk, Gigi Hanna, said. If you move it to the on years, you will create a third slate, which will raise the cost of the election. So as far as cost savings, there really isn't any. That's not an issue. I strongly favor off-year elections because, in all honesty, San Bernardino residents need the time to look at the issues relating to their city separate from all the crazy crud that is the state and federal elections and all of that. You've got assembly and everything else going. San Bernardino or any other city or local election needs their time to have their space absent the national and the state stuff. So since there is no real savings, throw it in on an even year and you'll get more voters, but they will not be informed voters because all you're doing is adding your names to a huge list instead of having that list where you have the opportunity.
It shouldn't matter whether they're informed or not to me.
That's kind of a qualitative decision that I think participation should be our goal, not who do we want to participate. It should be everybody. This is a democracy,
if
and
you
we have
want
to
to vote
value
for
every
the color
voice.
of a shirt or how old they are, I think you should be able to.
Well, we got to educate people, and we got to do better in our elections to not focus on sound bites and to try to get substantive information out there. And there's things we can do. There's public financing. There's distribution of objective information and qualifications. There's encouraging candidates to have more responsible campaigns rather than take cheap shots and one-liners. But the goal has to be as many people as possible vote.
Yes. Yeah.
I heard the figure misstated a few minutes ago in the 6th Ward race. It's actually 22 votes between number 1 and number 2, but still, that's pretty paltry. I mean, that's like 6 households. That's really, really close. So we have to stress to the voters. We had a city clerk election a couple years ago, 4 years ago, where it was 2 votes on election night and just a handful in the final count.
2 votes. That's like a small family could actually change the whole election.
Yeah. For a city of 200,000 people. It's amazing. So people have to vote.
Right on, right on. Well, thank you all for showing up today. I appreciate it. Oh, you got one more question there, Danny? Go for it.
This is for Mr. Prince.
All right.
We're in Chapter 9, right? So are we needing a condemnation lawyer to relocate this mall?
The relocation of this mall involves a state-owned property now. We have to get state approval. I don't think it's really going to be a legal battle as much as it is a political battle to get this mall into the hands of a developer that will do the right thing for the city.
So they approved the plans for, was it Monday?
Yes.
So does that mean that everybody, they're going to have to pay for the relocation fees and all that kind of stuff to get everything in the works, or how is that going to work?
Well, what they approved was an exclusive negotiation agreement, which hopefully will lead to a specific plan.
Mhm.
They approved kind of a concept that we would have retail and business mixed use, but the details have not been worked out. I think there has to be some kind of consideration given to tenants, especially the loyal ones that are still here after receiving so little support over all these years that have kept this mall going. But I don't think that the city is legally obligated to do that. It will be a goodwill gesture.
So is this going to be kind of like an intimate domain kind of a thing? You can't stop forward progress?
Well, the landlord has the right to terminate leases, so it's not really eminent domain. The city wants to do it. The city council voted unanimously to do it. Sometimes I wonder about their power of negotiation, whether we can't get a better deal, just like with the fire outsourcing. But they certainly had the right to do it.
Really? So I was wondering, so they say it's going to be about 2020, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything's supposed to be completed by then.
So they got to vacate this before then to do all their drawings or whatever they got to do and start bulldozing and all that kind of stuff. I was just wondering, because you're an attorney, because you would know.
My thought would be the tenants are safe in the mall for another 6 to 12 months, and that's assuming everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's
Can
what I
you-
wanted to know.
Can you tell me when the next meeting is? Because I'm getting a lot of people on Facebook that want to know and want to come down when they have the next meeting for that.
The meetings are not scheduled yet. I think the developer is going to have a role in those meetings. They're going to be community outreach meetings, kind of similar to what we are going through with the city charter right now. So we'll stay tuned for the schedule of those. But I'm glad that you're planning on coming down, and everybody should come down and give their input.
Yes.
You know, this is our city, and this is our downtown. And while the city council or the elected leaders, they're supposed to do what we want them to do. So let's tell them what we want for our downtown.
You as an attorney, what do you think of those plans? Do you think it's going to boost the city, or can you elaborate?
I do. I mean, you drive around Victoria Gardens. I don't think we're going to get anything on that scale, but that is modern downtown use. And I think the problem with San Bernardino is for so long we have assumed that living downtown was a bad thing, and we had elected leaders that just would dig in their heels and refuse to support anything that involved people living close to downtown because they thought that meant poor people. And we've had some, rundown housing close to downtown, but we learned from other cities around us, even if you don't travel much, you get out in the Inland Empire and you can see living downtown is a good thing. It keeps it vibrant. It supports restaurants. It supports stores. People will come to be in a nice environment downtown, but you can't have everything die at 5 o'clock when the workers go home.
What about the housing part? Is that going to be okay? What do you think?
Yeah, we're going to have to get this segment done here, Danny. I'm sorry to break in here, but we're getting to the end here. Yeah, I know, but so is the next guest. That's why I'm trying to keep it real. All right. So one more question. You want to get it done real quick, or?
The housing.
With the housing, it's going to be young families and professionals in townhomes and smaller units without yards. It's going to be kind of a modern downtown living concept, which is exactly what has made a lot of people afraid in San Bernardino for the last few decades, but it will bring a more modern downtown with more people per square block.
So we're turning this into like an LA, New York kind of a thing, so to speak.
You know, there are a lot of these type of developments in LA, not so much in New York because it's high rises and really squished together, but if you go down around USC or a lot of the different neighborhoods in LA, you see these light retail on the ground floor and housing up above.
Okay.
Right on. Well,
Everybody get out there and vote.
We got deep into it, man, but we're going to go over that Carousel Mall more,
Me-
Danny.
me-
We have a whole
yeah.
show just on that because, honestly, nobody knows what's going on over there
Right.
except Bill Manis and that team. And I asked him what's going on with the historics, and he didn't know. So they don't know yet.
We're going to get everybody out to vote. I'm going to rent some buses, and Benita's going to drive. We're going to pick everybody up to go vote.
You have a limo, Danny. You have a limo, right?
We're going to be the radio bunch, like the Brady bunch.
I'm going to vote in style next year.
Right on. Well, we'll be back in shortly. Thank you very much. Could you hit it, Joe?
Moving forward, using all my breath. Making love to you was never second best. I saw the world crashing all around your face. Never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dream of better lives, the kind which never hate. Trapped in a state of imaginary grace. I made a pilgrimage to save this human race. Never comprehending the race had long gone by. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. The future's open wide. The future's open wide. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I've seen some changes, but it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. The future's open wide. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Hey, San Bernardino, this is Robert Porter. I'd like to mention our sponsors, Auto Santa San Bernardino, 299 Southeast Street, San Bernardino, California, 92401. Open 7 days a week. Thanks, Renee of Auto Santa San Bernardino. Call 909-384-9661 for all your stereo and video system needs. AutoSoundofSB.com. And this is our San Bernardino History Tidbit. And in honor of Veterans Day, we'll be talking about our own Leland Norton. And this is from the book San Bernardino, California by Nick Cataldo, page 94. And this is Leland Norton right here, if you can see it on the webcam. All right, Leland Norton. San Bernardino native, Leland Francis Norton, was a U.S. Air Force pilot during World War II. On May 27, 1944, he was killed in action over Amiens, France. He and a crew of 3 were flying an A-20 bomber dive bombing to attack a target when their plane was hit. In the 1950s, the San Bernardino Air Material Command was renamed Norton Air Force Base in honor of their native son. So God rest his soul, and it's for Veterans Day. It's a great honor to talk about this great history.
All those that have fought and sacrificed, for these freedoms that we have, we have to always be mindful to be appreciative of that. My dad's a veteran as well, and then my grandfather was a veteran, and a couple other people in the family.
Dedicated the show to them too.
Definitely.
Right on. Okay, now we're here with my very special guests, San Bernardino locals and volunteers, my mom and niece. Please tell us your name.
My name is Della Porter.
And Lexi?
I'm Alexis Porter.
Now go ahead and speak into the mic, Lexi, a little bit closer. All right. Now, where do you volunteer, Mom?
I volunteer at my church, the Packing House. I volunteer at a place called Helping Hands on 3rd Street, and I volunteer at a new place on Waterman.
And you got an award.
I used to volunteer at the Senior Center, Highland Senior Center.
So you've done a lot of different volunteering, and do you need special skills to volunteer, Mom?
No.
So what you just show up on time, pretty much?
You just show up and
willing to work.
It's very simple. I mean, at the food banks type places that I've been working, you just show up and you just do whatever needs to be done. Anybody can do it. And
do you give them food or?
I give them a bag of food and a smile and
keep their spirits up.
Like we when you smile, because so often you see people where they feel they're down, and you want to let them know that hey, it's okay, and see the humanity in them. So often, sometimes people.
You know what's really funny is nobody looks down on anybody that comes to the food bank.
Excellent. That's
it's
beautiful.
Really wonderful.
So if you're hungry, please get in contact with Helping Hands and find out when's the hours, Mom.
Helping Hands is open every single day. It's open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 11, and Saturday from 8:30 to 10. And Sunday, 8:30 to 11.
And anybody can come and get food?
Anybody can come and get food.
And I'll add one to that, because Jubilee Pantry in Rialto, right off of Ayala/Cedar, there's a food bank over there, and they give food out every Friday as well. So, and we probably need to do a list of all those kind of food
Yes, absolutely, Yanni. That's a great idea.
Just type in your church. A lot of the churches have food banks, and just type in a name of a church and ask them
if they give out
food, if they have a food bank. Definitely. Almost all churches have some kind.
Now, this is my niece right here. Well, please tell everyone your name.
Alexis Porter.
And what do you do over there at Helping Hands?
I volunteer and I get like the bags and stuff ready, and I help unload the trucks, and then I sign people in.
Is everybody really nice?
Yeah.
What do you think about the people that come in there?
There are a lot of nice people. I've met a couple mean people, but most of the time they're very, very nice.
Okay, all right. So that's a pretty much the gamut. That's all over.
Maybe the mean people were just having a bad day.
Yeah,
but you were there with a nice smile.
Yeah, turn their day around. And you're so young. Like why are you involved at a young age? We have so many youth that are sitting home playing video games right now or on social media. Why do you feel the need to be engaged at such a young age?
Well, it's just because I don't feel lazy like other people. A lot of people, they just feel like being lazy, sitting at home and like watching TV and playing video games. I feel like getting out and being active and helping people.
Excellent. Awesome.
Well, that is great. Now, how old are you, Lexi?
11.
Oh man,
Awesome.
11 years old and
already making a difference.
Yes, I also encourage her a lot to volunteer, because there's so many people in the world that need help, and it makes you feel better inside when you're able to help somebody.
To be a blessing to
another.
And
if you guys are wondering why I am the way I am, I have great family. I have really great family, and I wanted to bring them in to showcase what they've been doing for the community, and they do this all the time. They wake up before me on Saturdays and Sundays and get out there and work hard. And my mom brings me home food. I don't have a lot of money.
There's a
my
lot
mom-
of advantages.
Yeah,
to-
she helps me get food sometimes too.
I
So
hear you.
if you guys need help, this is a place to go. And I encourage you, don't be afraid. They'll welcome you with open hands.
Definitely. It's no shame or disgrace in reaching out for help when you know you need help, and the help is available. So we just want to break down those barriers and stigmas. We're all here together, and we're really trying to help each other and build up our communities through efforts of love such as that. On that, is there anything special that Helping Hands or any other groups that you know of are doing anything special for Thanksgiving?
I don't know, but I do know that Helping Hands, they give out bags, and they also have a cart that you can buy of groceries for $5.
Oh, okay.
And it's always worth more than $5. So.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Well, we do have a turkey trot coming up
Hey,
on
now.
Thanksgiving morning. So
Yeah.
get in contact with Felicia Alexander she's
Definitely.
with the
CERT
team, and get out there at 6 o'clock in the morning and do the turkey trot with us. I'll be announcing. It'll be a lot of fun.
You were doing a little turkey trotting at the Freaky Funnel Cake.
Yes, and please vote for Kim Carter, A Time for
Definitely,
Change.
definitely.
CNN Hero.
Yes.
Look it up, CNN Heroes, and vote Kim Carter, Time for Change. And you can vote twice, email and on Facebook.
You can vote as many times as you have email. So if you are someone out there and you got 5 different email accounts, you can vote once a day with each one of those email accounts, and vote every day until November 15th, I believe, at midnight. They're going to stop. So we need to do that and get involved. And this is a great opportunity
every
for the
day.
city. Every day.
You have to
every
wait.
day,
You have
every
to.
day.
You have to wait 24 hours because I get antsy.
Yeah.
But you do have to wait 24 hours. But
Mhm.
but I do too because I only have one email. But I that's great if you do 5. Yeah, really get the votes in.
Some people got a lot of emails. You know what I mean?
All right. Now, this is another thing that these two are famous for. I've been working with the Mega Art and studying Native American art in our hills, and my mom and Lexi have made some great discoveries of their own. Could you tell us what you've seen with the Mega Art? And here's our book, Native Mega Art, Robert Allen Porter. You can find it on Amazon. Check it out.
Support.
Mom, what do you know about the Mega Art? What have you seen, Mom?
It's amazing. You look at the hills, and there's coyotes, and there's bears, and there's the arrowhead, and the arrowhead has a coyote right next to it, and it's an eagle itself. If you just have to look at the mountains around you.
Yeah.
I lived here all my life, and I never saw him until Robert said it, and I thought, he's a little crazy. This is my son. And then I started looking around, and Lexi started to find them, and everywhere I look now, I see something different.
Beautiful.
It's really wonderful, and I really think it could help the city of San Bernardino bring people in to see these, because
Definitely.
they're amazing.
We have such a rich Native American history here in San Bernardino County, and I definitely we want to respect everything, but I definitely believe it can draw people out that want to learn and get a better understanding about all the amazing things that have happened on this ground. And so I think it would be awesome.
Well, we have a Native American, not registered, but she is a part of the Tongva tribe.
All right.
What have you found, Lexi, when you've looked for the Mega Art?
I found lots of different things. I just found that it makes you more creative.
Yes, it does. It does, because you have to. But the images just pop out at Lexi. Like she has a
For
gift.
creative thinkers, for those that see, like, remember the hidden eye games and stuff where you have to look over the chart and find certain items and
Yes.
stuff. For the people that have that kind of vision, they jump out at them.
Yeah, once it's training, once
Yeah.
you're trained, you'll see it every
Yeah.
time. It's just you got to take the time to, and you have to know what you're looking for. We're looking for local animals that most of the time we don't see because they're in the wild. They're gone. But the coyotes were one of the major predators in this area.
True.
So they were very important.
Go
Mom,
Yotes.
It's amazing. I stop at a stoplight and I look at the mountains now.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times I see something different that I've never seen before. And they're just everywhere. So stop and look.
Yes.
You'll be amazed. We're not crazy.
Yeah. We're not looking for UFOs or zebras.
Even though we saw one the other day.
Yeah. We're really looking at this is Native American pixelated plant art. They actually put up a grid, planted plants as pixels with different colors, and now it comes out of there even, being hundreds, maybe thousands of years old.
That's beautiful. And
It's
that's
amazing the different times of the year. There's different pictures in the same spot. So if you don't see what I tell you one time, look again, because you might see something different.
Awesome.
Or maybe you'll even see something that I've never seen.
No,
just keep looking.
You may be thinking, oh, that's clouds. They're changing. No, this is one piece of art on another piece of art on another piece of art, and it tells a song. So these songs are meant to be read in movement, not individual pictures. We're showing you individual pictures, but they're meant as movement.
They do blend together.
Yes, they blend together, but once you know how the song goes, you read it like a song.
I believe you.
Very interesting stuff. I'm so proud of my family for helping me do this.
Definitely. Amazing family.
Lexi, what's your favorite part about the mega art?
Just that it makes you more creative altogether, and that I found lots of animals, and then I found shape changers. Like it can be an animal, and then it can be a human, and then it can be something totally different.
Awesome.
And shapeshifters were known in this area, and majority of the time they would shapeshift to bears, but other animals as well. So that mixture of a human shape and an animal shape is meant to be like that, because you're supposed to see it as it changes.
I hear you.
So it's that story is being told. Now, why would they want to tell this story? So they keep the same story going over and over. Now everyone's saying, well, they told it orally. Yes, they did. But there was an original to look at.
Awesome.
Right? So just like your pastor can tell you all about the Bible, but he can go back and get a reference, right?
I hear you.
So that's what we're looking at with the mega art.
And I definitely feel like one of the lessons to learn is stop and observe. I know we always get caught up in the hustle and bustle. We're trying to do this, be here, do that. But stop and observe and appreciate your surroundings, because so often we're surrounded by so many beautiful landscapes, different flowers and trees. There's so much beauty to see and witness when we take a moment to stop and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mom, would you like to thank anybody before you get on? Go ahead.
Shout out. Give your shout out.
Well, I want to thank Robert for showing me these in the first place.
Oh, I love you,
And
Mom.
I'd like to
you
thank
for
all
birthing
the
him.
all the volunteers that come out and help, because I've met so many wonderful people just volunteering.
Awesome.
So, and it has made my life so much better to meet all these beautiful people. So, take a chance.
Get involved.
Helping Hands, you can be there at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. We unload the trucks, we get the bags ready, and we can always use help.
That's what's up.
Lexi, would you like to thank anybody?
Shout out your school.
And your papa?
Yeah, I want to thank my dad and James Porter, and then I want to thank my Uncle Robert over here for bringing me on the show and just allowing me to talk freely.
Well, I want to thank my brother James Porter for making you and working hard to keep you becoming a fine young woman. Very beautiful today. I like that dress. My mom is dressed.
And I'd like to thank Lexi for always coming to help me at
Definitely.
these
Awesome.
food banks when I go.
Great job. And what school do you go to? Do you want to shout out your school?
I go to Elsinore Middle School.
All right. Shout out to Elsinore Middle School. What's their mascot?
Tiger.
The Tigers. Shout out to the Tigers.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for showing up and coming on here. I wanted you to come on because I love my family very much. I was hoping to have Yanni's mom on.
Shout out to my mom and dad, Sonia and Eddie Lockard. I love you. They had a family function to go to today.
We'll make another time for them. Yeah, for sure.
Excellent,
For
excellent.
sure. And could you
And
hit
my
it,
brother
Joe?
as well, Jelani. Great.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Undefeated no more. I'm Keith Irizarry. The Broncos went into Lucas Oil Stadium and fell to the Colts 27-24. Peyton Manning, he also fell 3 yards shy of becoming the all-time passing yards leader in the NFL. Panthers, they handled the Packers 37-29. Cam